Hello and welcome to Suncorp Stadium for this lovely Tuesday night in Brisbane. In this qualifying final, elimination final between the Brisbane Broncos and the Canberra Raiders. It's an all-or-nothing clash as we saw last night. And I'm your Commissioner Will Kay, joined in the commentary box by the one and only Lachlan Martin.
G'day, Will Kay. It should have been an absolutely terrific game here between the Canberra Raiders and the Brisbane Broncos. The Broncos headed to this side as slight favourites, I believe, in the betting markets. Obviously, yet to win a finals game in the SRL, but are definitely in better form than the Canberra Raiders after they've sort of climbed into the finals after a bit of a shaky start to Season 7 for the Broncos. While the Raiders, and once they do look to potentially be minor Premiership and top 4, potentially in the top 4, have had a dramatic fall as of late post-Origin period, and unfortunately have fallen all the way down to 7th. These teams faced off in the Elimination final last year, Raiders coming away victors there, but...
As always, Tim James with the first hit up and a bit of a move to prop in the late stages of the regular season. And of course, continuing that into finals. Of course, a bit of a mix-up with the team list this week for the Raiders. The biggest thing is Alan Berkeley, he's gone to halfback, Luke Thompson to hooker. How do you think that's going to impact on the spine and the drive of the Raiders?
Yeah, look, I'm not sure I'm a big fan of it. Luke Thompson has stepped up in some pretty big moments for the Raiders in the past. He's a really good kicker at the ball, has clutched up in some big moments. I personally like him in the halves, and I like Tim James also, who's scored tries in grand finals, has played great in big matches at hooker. It's a bit lost as to why they've done this, but that's a poor end to their set. I thought was a great first set by the Raiders.
That is a very poor end to the set. I thought they would have put it a kick in or something. But they got some great meters. And, you know, the Broncos last week coming away with a miracle. And I was going to say, can they do it again? And they, early on, just an awful error to give in your own line.
Yeah, it wasn't what the Broncos needed. They, just giving away an arrow here and now. They have Raiders back on the attack now. Tim James takes it up. This is going to test out the Broncos defense early here at home.
Yeah, it sure will as Jack O'Neill goes left. Garcia runs onto it. That'll be the third. I thought he had space out there with Jacob Morrison, but he doesn't use it as O'Neill's rushed up on by Aidan Lawrence. I think maybe first time in a starting spot tonight. And no better time to bleed someone like that during finals week 1. As a big hit off the ball and Isaac Edwards comes away with it. Good stuff for the Broncos to hold on there.
Yeah, look, another great pass
beautiful.
there. Lawrence making some good meters. The Broncos didn't want to survive there. An error from the Raiders gave good field position. And now the Broncos can show up the fielders. A good tackle made there on Joey Kelly.
Yeah, excellent stuff from Aidan Lawrence there to just find a bit of space and get him down this field. It's Justice Daly now running at second row tonight. That'll be the fourth. And it looks like it's going to be Crutcher trying to kick him out of a bit of danger inside the 40. That's a good strike on it. I think Eli Barnes will pull up. He's going to get very close to the line, but he just stays in field, or does he? Somehow he's remained in field there, Eli Barnes.
Yeah, good take there by Eli Barnes under pressure as now the Raiders work their outfield. A lot is going to be rested on Jack O'Neill and Barnes, I think, tonight. With the play, they're sort of the two players that have stayed in the same position there the whole season in the spine for the Raiders, which, as I said before, I'm a bit of lost to words as why they've changed their spine around, but O'Neill and Barnes, it's got to be them two that are going to stand up, and so far I think both of them have done a good start to this game over the opening 5 minutes.
Yeah, O'Neill's hands early have been quite good, but we can see that sometimes in games he just has those lapses of concentration. He needs to stay focused for all 80 minutes here, because this is potentially the last 80 minutes of footy for Season 7 as Justin plays with a great break. Getting very close to the sideline, but knowing his boundaries there. Justice Daly just taking the second run up. And of course, we haven't touched on it yet, and we'll touch on it later when he hops onto the field. Oos Willis, a debut tonight in the finals, week 1. I don't think it's ever been done by a rookie before. And, you know, what's that going to mean for him? Like, that's a big burden on his shoulders.
Yeah, look, it's interesting call there to make his debut in the final series by Joey Kelly, but just to see how this sort of works out for the Broncos, Raiders today, I should say. Would have actually been Jordan Lawes making the call there. My apologies, but Either way, they must have a lot of faith in me. He's good young talent and looking forward to see how he goes tonight.
As Eli Barnes with a bit of space. Oh, Joey Kelly drops off. Raymond's in hot pursuit. The referee's in the way, though. And Eli Barnes is going to go coast to coast for the first try. The Raiders going end to end. That came from nowhere, Lachlan.
Yeah, out of nothing. Eli Barnes is very, very good. Just that long-range tries. And just off the back, fed straight through. And there we go. What a try. We've seen him do this quite before, where he chases it on and he just makes them absolutely pay from his own end. Just fast, running hard, and he breaks straight through. And it didn't take long. Raiders inside 9 minutes score the opening try of the elimination final.
No, really, it didn't. And it was a bit of a soft try. The way he just went end to end, went untouched. Didn't have to step, didn't have to fend. No one even wanted a piece of him. Joey Kelly left all the way back field. There was no one around him, and it was weird because Crutcher was right there to make the tackle, but he expected his forwards to make the tackle instead. And, the Edwards kick, it was a perfect kick. It's exactly what you want when you're close to that line, not close enough to put a grubber in. The Broncos just having a massive lapse in concentration.
Yeah, just Eli Barnes. I've seen him score many tries like that. I don't get why teams just don't even kick to a winger of the Raiders. Or if they're going to kick down to Barnes, make sure you have a player ready to tackle him when he catches the ball. They just gave way too much space, and he just went straight through, and it was too easy in the end.
Yeah, 100%. There should be a player there ready to tackle when that ball lands. When he gets both feet on the ground, someone needs to be there to nail him and break his confidence a bit. But he just seems to have a habit of getting that ball up high and getting around those first line of defenders, if not past the line completely, which make him such a real threat to teams. Luke Thompson puts a kick in at hooker. It's going to be Justin Play's turn this time. He's got a bit of space. He won't get past Thompson, though. But that's a good first, probably second kick return for Justin Plays.
Yeah, Justin Plays just straight onto the ball there. Just straight through a gap there and find plenty of space. And once again, the Broncos back on the front foot. They haven't had any real good field position yet. I'm interested to see what happens when they get into good field position. They can sort of put some plays on, get Joey Kelly running lines, get some combinations there, but another error. They can't keep making errors like that, the Broncos. Otherwise, this Raiders team, their stars all over the park. They'll make them pay. I mean, they won the comp last year for a reason.
Yeah, it's exactly right, Lachlan, and I just don't understand that kind of play. As now it's going to be Tim James, got a bit of space ahead of him. Simon Hunt will reel him in, but that'll only be the second tackle. The Raiders, here they come. As Crutcher failing to get onside there, they go right. Ruben Mobb smashed by Jackson Allison. He'll get out quickly and play the ball, though. That's the third. Going left, Caval up through the guts of it. He'll be met in a gang tackle. Joey Kelly joining Hunt there. As now they're going to go left for the crash play. It's going to be O'Neill straight over. A massive gap opens. And the Prince of Canberra just exploiting it for the try.
Yeah, look, I spoke about the fact that both O'Neill and Barnes, the two players that have stayed stationary around that, Raiders spine, had to stand up. Barnes got the first try through one of his clinical try the ways he scores tries, was just long-range charging runs off kick returns. And O'Neill scores the second off a beautiful just show and go. Off the left foot step, straight into a gap. And Broncos have never won a finals game. And so far they're on track to keep that amazing record intact. Well, I guess they don't want to keep it intact, but it looks like that way at the moment. 12-0 after just 14 minutes. And the Broncos will be very disappointed with their start to this game.
Yeah, they definitely will be. It's a very disappointing start. And they just haven't been good enough so far. I don't understand. You come out here, it's a home final, you've taken on a tough opponent, and you put on a performance like this so far. You think that you want to impress your fans at home. But they just really haven't seemed like they're putting much effort in at the moment, to be honest, the Broncos.
Yeah, a lot of silly errors. Just the last one, you look at it. It was just a simple forward pass out of half. Like, you can't do that in the big game.
Oh!
Especially when you go into good position, and now another
Stoner.
Ill discipline for the Broncos showing off here. A penalty off a Barnes break. And a bit of frustration there from the Broncos, I think. And now, the Broncos cannot afford to concede the next try, especially not right now.
No, it'd be 3 tries in the first 15 or so. That'd be a very bad start. And one that would be extremely difficult to come back from. As a held in tackle penalty, that's 2 in a row penalties. The referee's got to be saying the next one goes to the bin, you'd have to think. That's 2 back to back.
Ref might have a word to them soon because this is just... Yeah, it's not great for the Broncos. Just ill discipline. They just need to get that... Just need to calm down. Get back to basics, the Broncos, and stop giving away stupid errors and penalties because they can't keep doing it to these good teams.
No, they truly cannot, and they just need to muscle up, honestly. They really do. Oh, there's a big hit off the ball there, but it's going to be Lewis through. Oh, big pass, and Lawrence intercepts. And he's been about the only player putting 100% effort in at the moment. Aiden Lawrence in his first start, and he saves them yet again there.
Yeah, I was actually about to say he's probably been the best player by a country mile here for the Broncos. He takes another hit up. He's been really running hard, defending well, and he just needs the rest of the Broncos team to follow up with him because at the moment, everyone else isn't really giving a rat's ass about this game. It's an elimination final. What's more to play for than that?
Exactly. This is the first chance they have to get to the next stage and actually win their first finals match. 0 from 6, I think Joey Kelly said it was in an interview during the week. They need something to prove some I don't even know, some skill, some talent, as Jacob Morrison, a half break off the kick return, but brought down nicely there. They need to be getting that every single time and stopping him early. Oh, it was an ankle tap from Kelly as O'Neill goes down the sideline. The Raiders are just pummeling down the field at the moment.
Yeah, they can't keep letting them make this many meters. Their line speed needs to be better than the Broncos. Already up towards the 30. In fact, they're going to make even more meters. Kaval breaks 2 tackles there. They're already 15 meters out here. 4th tackle. The Broncos defense needs to be better than this.
There's Jordan Lewis now with the ball. That wasn't intended for him, but he got in the way. O'Neill, somehow that still went backwards. It looked like he was standing in front of him, but they're going to go. O'Neill, high kick out to the right. Flynn's coming from underneath it. It's going to be Dylan Sharp with a great take in goal, and he'll go out to this 20 for a 7 tackle set. Critical take from the winger there.
Yeah, that's what they needed as well. Another great run. How good has he been? We've talked about it already, but he's probably like the only Broncos that I feel like is trying 110% for this game, and I feel like it's his 3rd line break in the opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's been great, and he'll keep coming off the field shortly. As here's another one from Aiden Lawrence. He is doing all the running for them at the moment, and he is doing his absolute best.
Lawrence is out there.
Yeah, they may need to put him on an 80-minute prop stint. Yeah, he's going to keep playing like this as Simon Hunt playing the ball. Going right. It's going to be Crutcher. Now looking up with Arkey. Tries to step one. Oh, looks like one was stepped. Slugger hit in the ground, I think it was. As they go left, Crutcher links up wide. Joey Kelly runs onto it. Someone gets around Mobs, but just riding him on the back there. As now they go. Edwards puts a high kick up. You got to chase it. I've seen this one before. As it's going to be Eli Barnes on the kick return. Don't do it again. Eli Barnes breaking the tackle of Kelly. But look who it is. I think it's Aiden Lawrence once more. No, it's Barisic. The interchanges have come onto the field and saved the day there.
I'm not sure if the interceptions coming on are a good thing at the moment with how good Aiden Lawrence has been to start this game. We're going to well-deserved break now, but the Broncos very lucky there, but Barnes wasn't able to get into a full stride there. Broke the tackle of Joey Kelly. Barisic was just back there to make the tackle, but already over the 50 here. They'll put in another good kick in the Raiders, and the Broncos have to start to win that field position battle now. It's only down by 12. Could be down by more. And we just have to start winning that field position battle now.
Yeah, and I just don't understand why Isaac Edwards keeps on putting it just to the right of that goalpost to Eli Barnes. I mean, he can't do it again. He's seen it. They've scored off it once. They've almost gone end-to-end again that time. If he does it again, you've just got to be giving the kicking duties to someone else. Now it's going to be Simon Hunt with a bit of a run.
Yeah, I know it doesn't really usually happen on Rugby 4, but I'd like to see, maybe Liver Raven. I know he has a great kick game. We get on dummy half a bit, start to work those markers, maybe kick out on dummy half. Someone like him, I feel like, would be a better kicking option, at least at the moment, with what we're used to in the SRL and how good of a kicker we know Liver Raven can be.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got Ash Crutcher, a pretty proven half, I'd have to say. He hasn't had the greatest run or consistency, being a bit of a journeyman, but, he is a pretty quality half. Let him take the reins. He was the man for them last week that saved the game, that kicked that field goal. He's got a big enough boot to really drive them around the park, and you see, that's what happens when you give it to him. Goes to Morrison, and the defense is ready. Yeah,
no, I couldn't agree more. It was all over the stages, probably had a little bit offload, but O'Neill got there. Yeah, look, the Broncos, they really just need to sort of, I guess, just gotta find something. I'm not sure about the half combination of Ash Crutcher and Isaac Edwards for finals game. I would have liked to see Levi Raymond potentially be given those duties. I feel like he's probably the most proven half they have. Instead of playing with hooker and seeing what he can do, which, to be fair, he is a decent hooker, but I feel like he just might struggle to get involved with the game at dummy half compared to when he's in the halves.
I 100% agree there. And I mean, anyone, like, Crutcher could play hooker. He was going to play hooker for the Titans. He didn't do a terrific job, but I think he'd do a good enough job for this side. Crutcher playing at halfback, he's a little bit too small to be defending against players like Wally Allen. And coming one-on-one with Jack O'Neill, who's such a strong little 5'8", it's going to be a tough defensive match for him. That's when you put Levi Raymond or you switch Edwards onto that side, and it's a bit more of an even matchup. And of course, the props would lift Ash Crutcher in the middle defensively.
As we speak of that, I think it wasn't Ash Crutcher. My apologies. It wasn't even Ash Crutcher with the offload. But yeah, look, I have to agree with everything you said. I just think that maybe not the best decision by Joey Kelly to have Ash move into the halves of this game. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes. There's still good 55 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, and I really like what Joseph Jackson was doing at halfback, but he'll be on the bench this week as Riley Flynn breaks the line. Initially, gets a couple meters before he's brought down by Barisic. As they go left, O'Neill straightening up. And the Broncos are looking a little bit more lively now. Just heating up to the game, and maybe they just didn't do their usual warm-up routine. There's going to be Eli Barnes breaking a tackle after a step. Crutcher brings him down. That'll be the third.
Sorry to cut you off, but that's something that people do sort of look at is often teams, sometimes they try to change what they do leading up to finals games, thinking they've got to change stuff. But often what you hear model, premiership winning, players and stuff say is that you don't change anything. You keep everything the exact same leading up to it and keep it like a normal game for the most part, obviously with that little bit of extra, but often when teams change stuff, it screws up what eventually they go into players. That was a poor kick there by the Raiders, and this is good for the Broncos. They didn't now use this ball.
Yeah, they need to use this, and they got 7 tackles this time. Just get down the field and try and put their first points on. It's going to be Kyriakis Ilias, and O'Neill just too big of a kick there, and Joey Kelly did well to just let it go dead. There was no danger in that play. And, after all that pressure they build up, kicks like that, they just throw everything that they've worked for away from the Raiders. There's going to be Edwards on the wing. He's going to pull a Joey Manu. Flynn didn't know what to do as he'll just race down the sideline. That'll be the third. He's about 35 metres out from the try line now. Hunt goes to Raymond, fending through the middle. Levi Raymond for the line. Barnes drops off, but Luke Thompson with the try saver. That's the 4th tackle. The Broncos, they've got 2 more on the line now. They go left. It's going to be Stoder, driven back. Mobbs is there. No, it's not Mobbs. It's Caval. And Berkeley, 5th and last now from the Broncos. Where will they go? It's going to be Edwards. He drops the ball. Hunt plays on, but it will be called back for the knock-on, and that is a disappointing end to the set from the Broncos.
Yeah, Levi Raymond, I believe the most experienced player alongside the likes of Joey Kelly there. Broke straight out the middle, looking for space. Didn't have the support right. I got a quick play the ball, but the Broncos just failed to capitalise with any of it. Drop ball by Isaac Edwards, probably under a little bit of pressure and fatigue, and in the end, the Raiders survivors now, they go straight upfield now. Wally Allen with a good run.
Great run from Wally Allen as he's just too good at left second row, isn't he? He is just a really solid 11. As Berkeley's brought down, that'll be the 4th. Going right now, it's going to be Caval. Inside ball, Black. Which way did that go? That went the way of the Raiders, okay. And the Raiders will get a penalty.
Yeah, I guess what the Broncos defenders must have been a little bit in front of the referee there and have caught offside.
That was an interesting call.
And I guess, yeah.
Interesting
is one way to describe it.
I didn't see that one, but obviously the referees pinged it as O'Neill be brought down. Once again, the Broncos having to defend their own line. 5 out now. The Raiders go right. It's going to be Barnes through the middle. He'll be handled by Barisic. 1-on-1. As I think it was Kelly just losing his footing out the back. It's going to be Berkeley. There's an overlap here. It's going to be Flynn in the corner. And Riley Flynn, he's been a try-scoring superstar. He extends that to tonight.
Yeah, look, just a good cut-up pass there to Riley Flynn, and he made the winger look kind of silly there, didn't he? He just didn't know what to do. And There we go. The Raiders about to be up by 18. 34-minute score. The Broncos have never won a finals game. And they had a little moment when they did score before, but since, other than that one moment, they've just not been in the game really, have they? As I'll miss the kick, so it will be 16-point lead for the Raiders. And 6 minutes to go to halftime. Yeah, get the feeling the Broncos have to show us something. Maybe a trial is just something before halftime. They want to give themselves any chance of coming back in this game.
Yeah, they've got to score at least once. 16-0. Nothing too easy to come back from. I mean, we saw a massive score comeback from the Warriors, almost making it to the finals last week, and just losing in Golden Point to these Broncos side. There's a big shot from Kyriakis Ilias on Preston Beats, and that's the kind of energy that they need to bring to this defensive set. Pin them down this end, get the ball back, and try and score. They just need to get a move on, don't they, the Broncos? Because they're running out of time. They've only got about 45 minutes left to score 3 tries, and they haven't scored a single one in the first 34.
Yeah, look, they just need to find something. I get the feeling it's going to be through Liam Arabian and Joey Kelly, the most experienced players in their team. It's going to be those two to find something for the Broncos.
And I spoke about a good defensive set. That is a great example. Beautiful defense from them. And a poor kick from Berkeley as Dylan Sharp. Well, he brought down. They'll start on the 50 here. That's a good start for them. Will be Barisic. Just driving through the middle. They need some big meters from anyone. They go right. Crutcher. Inside ball. Kelly. They're ready for him. In fact, he almost passed it to the defender. I think it was Thompson there in the middle. As they go. Now it's going to go to Stoder. Pushing forward. That's the 4th. They really haven't made many meters here. Not even 20 yet. As that's going to be... not finding the mark. Justin Barisic in the way. The Broncos really not doing much with the ball here. As Edwards going to be forced to punt. Goes down to Morrison. He'll step 1. Morrison with a bit of space ahead of him. As Kelly brings him down the 30. That's an awful set of attack from the Broncos.
Yeah, they start from inside their own half, and they do pretty much nothing with it. I don't know if Joey Kelly even really touched the ball that set. The halves look dry. Even Liam Arabian wasn't getting too active out of the half. They just need to show us more than just one-out hit-ups.
Yeah, and it wasn't even good hit-ups. Like, the ball just wasn't finding the targets. The passing was awful. Players in the way. They had no clue what they were doing out there. They're running around like headless chooks. As now it's going to be Thompson. See, that's what you need. Someone that can break the line. Notice when players are offside, and a great little play from Luke Thompson.
Just about the 10-minute offload backwards.
Yeah, don't worry about that. This is going to be Justin plays. Oh, I thought he was going to step there, and he may have been away. But Wally Allen brings him down in this drop. Great stuff from him. Stoder drives to the middle. Felix Stoder with a bit of space. Gets an offload. Lawrence is back on the field. He'll be driven back. Another 10 meters lost. Yes. He's just not making any meters. As Raymond goes to Allison. Right through the line. Jackson Allison. They've got this set to try and put points on. That's the 3rd tackle. They're 30 out now. They've maybe get one more play. Edwards. Now to Daly. That's the 4th. As this will be the last play of the half. They're going to go. Crutcher. Now goes to Aiden Lawrence. And that will take us to halftime. The Raiders with a 16-0 lead. We'll see you very shortly. Welcome back to SRL TV, where the Brisbane Broncos are currently trailing 16-0 at Suncorp Stadium to the Canberra Raiders after a pretty abysmal attacking first half. That was just a shockingly bad half from the Broncos. And, I mean, it was hard to get anything rolling. They had 36% possession. They completed 7 from 10 sets compared to their opponents who completed 15 from 17. They made about 30 more tackles as well. Eli Barnes running 209 meters, Wally Allen 146, and Caval 110. Some big efforts as just the Broncos players failing to do much, barring maybe Aiden Lawrence.
Yeah, look, it was a disappointing half for the Broncos. I mean, 7 more sets the Raiders had to work with compared to the Broncos. And that's almost unheard of. That's absolutely... Broncos are probably lucky they're not down by even more, to be honest. And just an error they needed. And now, Willis's first involvement is an intercept there. Welcome to the SRL, mate.
The big
fella. The Raiders don't march upfield.
Oos Willis, they love a big prop, the Raiders. As here's his first hit up. Oh, bobbles over someone in the background. I think it's Raymond. Left gazing at the stars.
Raymond's going to learn his name very quickly. Throws an intercept to him, then gets run over by him the next play.
Jeez, Oos Willis already owning SRL veteran Levi Raymond. Here he goes again. Willis gets the pass away to Allen. I wanted him to just charge straight at Hunt there. As fifth and last now. It's going to go right. It'll be O'Neill putting it along the ground. There's a space there, but Felix Stoder will pick it up. And the Broncos once again fighting off their own line.
Yeah, good stuff there by the Raiders. Just setting things up nicely. But the problem is tackle there at Jackson Allison. That's a run they need. It gets up towards the 40. And that might change things for the Broncos.
Great run from Jackson Allison. As it's going to be Eddie Devon with an offload to Isaac Edwards. And he actually makes meters after the offload.
Surprise.
They've learned how to push after actually getting one in the tackle. I'd just like to mention Ash Crutcher coming off at halftime. Make way for Joseph Jackson on at halfback. Be interesting to see how that plays in the second half. We've seen the reverse last week. Will it be a similar effect? A fresh pair of legs in at the half position. Edwards puts the kick in. It's just going to float down towards Morrison. Met well by Arkey and plays. And the Raiders will start their set in the corner.
Yeah, that's a better set there for the Broncos, but they can't be missing tackles like that. They're going to get up in Barnes' face. So they do a pretty good job to recover it to their credit, but they're now going to defend. We'll keep them inside their own half.
Yeah, they sure do, and that's the third now. Just crossing the 30 as we speak. Caval playing the ball. Lewis. He'll be brought down, tackled by Eddie Devon. Another solid forward, rookie forward for the Broncos. I would like to see how he gets involved in this game, as he's just come on at halftime. Yet to take any substantial runs or anything, as it's going to be O'Neill putting a big kick. Justin plays. He did a lot of running in that first half. Can he get another one here? He will not get past Wally Allen, though, who's been exceptional at second row tonight, I think.
Yeah, probably the best player in the field, to be honest. That's a good run from Justin Barisic. They need more runs like that. They need more runs like that, in my opinion. That was a great run there by Barisic, and he goes straight up the field.
Yeah, great run from Justin Barisic, slotting into that second row. As Edwards puts it down to Cyrus Marks. Steps one, Cyrus Marks with a bit of space. He can't get very far, as that's going to be the fourth. Taken down by Eli Barnes, playing the ball. Gonna go, Joey Kelly through the line. Barnes in that position. Joey Kelly, he gets so close, but yet so far. Fifth and last now, the Broncos. 10 meters out from the line. They're gonna go to Edwards, puts it high. Kelly's wrapping around the back. It'll be a bat back, but it's gonna be Sharp instead. Dylan Sharp scores the first one for the Broncos. And there's a bit of life in Brisbane.
And that's what they'll need. They'll get the home fans cheering now. Up on their feet after what was a great try there. Real good work. Joey Kelly's shoved in a couple good touches from him. And Edwards, I think, sends it high. Tap back and Dylan Sharp. He missed the poor tackle for one of the Raiders' tries, but we score one back now. And the Broncos, they're back in it. I get a feeling they've had a very good start to this half, much better than the first. And, well, they've scored off it now.
Yeah.
Obviously, still plenty of time left to be played. And the gap is only going to be by 12.
Shocking kick from Raymond. Needed to put it towards that right post. It just didn't look like it was ever getting in. And Dylan Sharp, the fullback acolyte. A great try from him. It looks like he was standing in because he knew Kelly was going to be hard pushed to get there. Good stuff from him. And he's been really good this season on the wing for Brisbane. And it's good to see that he's performing so well at his home club.
Yeah, look, they're just... Yeah.
Well said, Lachlan, as it's going to be Jackson Allison with the first run. The Broncos need to escape their half here and try and build on that momentum that they've been awarded from that try. As Barisic goes and plays the ball. Simon Hunt gets an offload to Eddie Devon. Oh, they're going hot potato now as Jackson gets driven back, but it was the right idea from the Broncos. Just trying to get as many meters out and maybe exploit a weakness out in the wing. Some defenders caught lacking perchance. As that will be Simon Hunt going to Barisic. A bit of a nothing pass there from Hunt as fifth and last. The Broncos. Very slow play the ball from Barisic. Maybe he's hurt. Jackson kicks it from his own 40 and it lands on the opponent's 20. That's a good kick from Joseph Jackson. As Morrison's almost taken into touch by Maliaki there. Oh, he is into touch.
Oh, he will be. All right, this is what the Broncos need.
That is a great play from Maliaki, as he just pushes Morrison into touch enough technically.
Maybe a bit of his dreads might have scraped the touch line or something there.
Maybe. I mean, let's have a look. No, it was his hand.
It was sad.
It was his hand. That's always helpful. As it's going to be Simon Hunt.
When you have to play the ball, you kind of put the ball on the touchline, kind of not have a game meant to work, but anyways.
Not in the SRL. Not in the SRL. In the NRL you can, but not in the SRL. As that's going to be the second. As Joseph Jackson just taking a drive there, the little halfback. An interesting choice, as that's the third. Going left. Hunt pushing forward now. The Broncos have a great opportunity to go back-to-back here. As Raymond goes left. Stoder, I thought he had a pass out there to Edwards. He held onto the ball instead. Fifth and last now. Where do they go? Where's Edwards? They're going to go to him for the play. He'll go it the same way as he did before. Sharp's coming across. It's going to be a tap back. It's going to be Joey Kelly. No, it'll be Berkeley. And I don't know what happened there. It looked like it came off the head of Berkeley and he collected it right before it hit the ground.
Yeah, it was a good play by Berkeley. Just putting himself in the right position there to clean up the scraps there. Could have been dangerous had Joey Kelly gone to that. Another tap back try would have been devastating for the Raiders to start this game, but they survived the skill of their teeth and never worked their way out of their own line.
Yes, they will have to, and that's the fourth. Not a pass to the 30 yet, and it's good defense from the Broncos. They're going to go left to Wally Allen, though. Here's a bit of trouble as he breaks the line. Brought down by Archie on the 50.
It's giving away defense until Wally Allen gets the ball.
Exactly right. Just giving away 20 metres at the end there on the last tackle. As there'll be a kick down to Justin Plays. He needs to do some work here as he steps one. Brought down by O'Neill, though. And the Broncos just need to go end-to-end once more. Joey Kelly unable to find space at the moment. They're marking him very hard, the Raiders.
Yeah, but he's tried his best, Joey Kelly, but
Ruben Mobbs breaking a tackle, rampaging down the field. Joey Kelly's blowing up at the referee. The clear hit off the ball. Potentially a penalty. It's now going to be Slugger down the sideline. The Raiders in great position. That's the second. Caval goes to Lewis. He's going to drive over on his back. That's going to be the third. Luke Thompson close to the line. Will he be held out? Yes, he will be. As he just tries to dart. Good tackle from Kelly and Allison there. That's the fourth. Going left. I thought it was this crash play. But no, it's going to be Lewis instead on his back for the second time. Desperate Broncos defense. As a held up call, be fifth and last after the 10. Here we go. Fifth and last. Going right. O'Neill, high kick. It's going to be Cyrus Marks underneath it. Tap back. But Eli Barnes looking for the line. He's going to be cut down short by Felix Stoder. And the Broncos hold on.
Yeah, that's the defense they did. Great stuff there. Really good stuff there from the Broncos and the Raiders. Unfortunately, can't look scrapped. The Broncos need to survive. I think if they did concede there, the Broncos, it probably would have been game over for them. I think 2 tries, though, they can still come back from 2 tries, I think.
Yeah, they may be able to. Cyrus Marks, just in that first play, most selfless man in the league, breaking the line, had all the space in front of him and passes it to Jackson Allison after the fact. As it looks like Hunt's gone down here. A bit problematic, getting up slowly. We'll get a report on that shortly, Lachlan.
He's just gone straight over the sideline. I'll chase it up for you.
That is not good. As Allison playing the ball. They're going to go to Edwards. Barreling down towards Flynn. Flynn on the kick return. Steps one, but there's plenty of Broncos around. Kelly the one to make the tackle. As we see Ash Crutcher coming onto the field in place of Simon Hunt. And this is not good signs here, Lachlan Martin.
Yeah, look, I've just spoke to some of the Broncos trainers. It appears to be they have suspected some sort of fire issue. They'll have to obviously get scans to confirm or deny that, but it seems to be potentially a corked fire there for Simon Hunt. His night is over. Ash Crutcher, the man, interestingly, put him back on at lock. I suspect it's sort of to go about an all-out attack just to try to find something, somehow, to get themselves back into a position to win this game. Yeah, if it was me, I'd probably be looking to move Lever Raymond to...
Oh.
Really nervous moment there for the Broncos, but I'm looking to move Leo Raymond to the lock, get his hands more on the ball, but for the moment it seems that Ashcroft is going to be staying there.
Yeah, it looks like he will be, and interchanges will be coming on shortly in the front row department, as it's going to be Crutcher just pushing forward there. Not a bad first effort from the little guy. That'll be the 4th. Really struggling to make meters, but a brave catch from Joey Kelly, as that'll be 4. Edwards goes to Barisic, straight through the line, Justin Barisic. As they get almost to the halfway, 20 minutes left of play here. As Aiden Lawrence, that man, coming back from the field alongside Justice Daly. Joseph Jackson putting a big kick in. Morrison well taken there by Archie. O'Neill. Going to go to Allen. And of course, interchanges coming on for the Raiders now. It's Tim James and Angie Slugger, I think. As now it's going to be Eli Barnes. Great run. He gets wrapped up by Kelly. He has been phenomenal tonight, Eli Barnes, in his usual finals form. Angie Slugger. Brought down. Sorry, it's Jaden Garcia in the front row as Berkeley goes to O'Neill. Brought down there, 5th and last, the Broncos. Doing well to hold on in this set. Caval puts a high kick up. Kelly's underneath it. Well taken by Joey Kelly, as he'll not be able to get around the defense there.
Yeah, good takedown. The press by Joey Kelly, but the Raiders, they're keeping the Broncos inside their own 40 at the moment. They need to find something, a game-breaking play to get them out of it. I'm thinking 40-20 might be on the cards. Maybe the Ravens kick them. Edwards and Ash Crutcher both have. Even Joseph Jackson has a boot, but maybe that could be a play, or they could just get a good line break here, which that's a great play there by Justice Daly.
Great play from Justice Daly, as he's just come on back in the front row, and a natural position for him. A big-bodied, he's playing second row at the moment, but just a big-bodied forward. He'll do well in the front row, I think, for the remaining minutes of this game. As we approach only 15 left, it's going to be Morrison. He'll be taken into touch, and that is the second time Morris has been dripping into touch. And the Broncos need to use the most of this opportunity.
Yeah, this is what they have to do. They have to just use the ball here. All their attacking stars are on the field. Joseph Jackson, Ash Crutcher, Liam Raymond, you name it, they're all on the field. Use the bloody ball now. Show us what you can do.
100%, and I think Allison will be coming back on. Take over for Crutcher, who gets folded in the tackle. I think it's Tim James. A big tackle from him. They go left. It's Aiden Lawrence now. Bumping off one. Aiden Lawrence for the line. He'll be held up, though, by Eli Barnes. I thought he was destined to score, and it would only be just, as now it's Joseph Jackson trying to push over. He'll be brought down short, though. Raymond, not sure what to do. He's going to go left. It's going to be Felix Stoner for the Broncos. And they will be within 4 for the remaining 15 minutes.
Yeah, well,
or 6, sorry.
To try. Adler's probably it, but he doesn't get it. He gets to play the ball, though, and a few plays later, it ends up being Felix Stoner who crashes over. And the Broncos, they've got the home fans on their feet now. They were down 16-0 early on, but they've now got it for a kick to make it 16 points to 10, with still a good 15 minutes remaining. That's plenty of time in the SRL. Plenty of time.
Of course, they can't concede, though, as Levi Raymond putting that one over very narrowly, may I add, from virtually right in front. And the Broncos, no, you wouldn't. 10-16, staging somewhat of a comeback in front of all these packed out home fans. And they cannot afford to concede points at all, can they?
No, not at all. It has to be just them the next try. If they get the next try tied up, this game becomes wide open. There's a little bit of a gap now for the Broncos. And the next try, they get another try, burst at one of us. It's Lawrence again. Is he going to be able to be stopped tonight?
I don't know. Is Levi Raymond with a great run. Crutcher's on the inside. Crutcher's got a bit of space. He'll get some great meters. The Broncos, here they come. That's the second on the opposition's 40 now. They're going to go left. Cyrus Marks gives it to absolutely no one. Dylan Sharp tries to make the most of it. A bit of a bad play after a very good one. As they're just going to cool it down here. Crutcher goes to Lawrence. Takes the hit up, muscling his way. Beautiful stuff. He's been having a great game, Aiden Lawrence. As they go, Edwards now goes to Kelly. Wide out to Jackson. They're only 15 out now, the Broncos. A great set after points. As fifth and last, what do they do? It's going to be Raymond from dummy half. What are you doing, Levi?
No.
He gives the ball away. That is a shocker.
Raymond, you're down by 6, not up by 6. I mean, I can understand if the game was not up by a couple points, but when you need points, you need to just either kick it yourself and find someone on the short side or something, do some sort of play, or give it to one of your halves, one of your playmakers to kick it. And instead he just does none of the above and just takes the tackle. That could cost them their season, the Broncos.
It may very well do, as Eli Barnes now through the line. Joey Kelly brings them down. The Raiders, it's their turn to attack, and they're going end-to-end here. Thompson to O'Neill, links up with Berkeley. There's space ahead of him. It closes quickly. Raymond with the tackle, trying to make up for his past mistake. Fifth and last now. They go right. It's going to be O'Neill putting it along the ground. It's drop ball, though, as Aiden Lawrence picks it up. That'll be 0.
Once again, Aiden Lawrence picking up the scraps. He's just been everywhere this game, just putting himself in the right position. He deserves the game when he tried. Give it to him, surely.
Yes, it has to be him, you'd think, as that's the second. Edwards now to Stoder. The try scorer tonight. Brought down. That's the third. Going right. Edwards to Kelly. Tackled there. That's the fourth. Not making many meters. Joseph Jackson, I thought it was going to be a 40-20 attempt, but I think the defense was just rushing up on him there. He couldn't make the kick. He had to take the tackle as Crutcher will just nail it downfield. Jacob Morrison, that's the man you want to kick to. He's gone into touch twice, but he gets a bit of space. Brought down by Barisic. 10 minutes left of play here, Lachlan.
Yeah, 10 minutes left to play. It's still anyone's game. The Broncos, though, they're still behind. They've got to find something sooner rather than later, though.
It's just flirting with the touchline. Riley Flynn. Oh, a high shot.
Ooh.
That is a devastating time to put a high shot on. I got to tell you that, Isaac Edwards. That could not be worse time from him.
Yeah, just trying to come across the takeaway. I think he just clipped him high just a little bit there. And unfortunately, now the Raiders on the attack here. This is going to be hard for the Broncos to stop them here.
It's going to be extremely difficult. The Raiders, they want to win this match. Berkeley playing the ball, going left. It's going to be Garcia. It goes to O'Neill, flipped on his back. That's the third. The Raiders still two more tackles here, as it's going to be Luke Thompson trying to dart from dummy half. He can't get very far, though. That's the fourth. Barnes goes right. O'Neill, good play out to Garcia. As fifth and last now, what do the Raiders have up their sleeve? They're going to go. O'Neill drops the ball over the line. Now it's going to be Crutcher. He'll be driven back. Surely that's no advantage, ref. And a penalty goes their way.
Well, just the tide looks to swing towards the Raiders. It gets immediately flipped back to the Broncos. And wow, the Broncos are starting decent field position here. They're still going to make some good meters, but if they can kick well here, they could be a good field position for their next set and potentially a game-winning set. But they're running out of time. 6.5 minutes remaining.
They're going to go to Daly. They need a big set, a big run. Where's Lawrence? That's your go-to man. Here he is. Aiden Lawrence. A big run from him. Of course he does, says Lachlan Martin. 35 meters out now. And it's all gifted by that rookie forward. Going left now. Edwards almost dropping the ball. Felix Stoder. They would have been dirty with him, wouldn't they? As that's the fourth. They're going to go right. Edwards goes to Justice Daly. Fifth and last now. What can they come up with, the Broncos? They're 20 meters out. Is this too far for them? It's going to be Edwards putting a grubber. It's going to be a grubber. It's going to be Jackson. Jackson scores. Jackson scores and the rookies put it leaving. What a try, Lachlan.
Joseph Jackson, the almost forgotten playmaker at the Broncos, the young forgotten playmaker. Off the bench, he came off this game. Coming on for Ash Crutcher and a kick put through. It bounced around a bit, but he waited and he picked it up off Wally Allen's hand, I think it was. And unfortunately for the Raiders, it bounces to Joseph Jackson, their rookie playmaker. And now, Raymond, here's a kick. to lock us up all even at Suncorp Stadium.
And that is an incredible try from Joseph Jackson. Stepped Eli Barnes to finish it off as 16-all. Eli Raymond nails the most important kick of his career. And the Broncos fans, they are proud. They are erupting. And all off the back of Aiden Lawrence. He has been the best player tonight for them.
Oh, easily. He's been the best player in the park. He's just absolutely terrorised this Raiders team tonight with some of his runs. He just didn't look like stopping in either of his stints. He just kept coming on and just taking run after run. He'd be up towards 7 or 8 line breaks at this point.
He'd have to be.
One there.
Great run. Just a really talented player. They want to get down this field. They don't want to go to extra time here, the Broncos. Of course, in SRL finals, 5-minute extra time, then goes to unlimited golden point. We'll wait to see whether it goes that direction. Hopefully not. That's the third. They want to get down this way. Give it to Crutcher and kick a field goal. Stoder wants to give him that much space to do it.
Here.
They'll be in great position. Crutcher, he probably won't pull it from here. They'll need one more run. Aiden Lawrence is the man to do it. Of course he is. Crutcher's in position. Edwards is in position. They're all in position. It's going to be Edwards. Edwards kicks the field goal. Yes, he does. 17-16. The Broncos take the lead. 2.5 minutes remaining of play.
Wow. I am unshocked. And of course, Aiden Lawrence was the man that got the quick play of the ball. Put him to kick the field goal. Of course it was Aiden Lawrence. The Raiders up 16-0 in absolute cruise control. They looked like they were having the game of their life. But the Broncos stuck into halftime, scored the opening try, and then from that moment, the Raiders have not been in the game. And 17-16, they might get 1 or 2 plays off a kick here, but other than that, the Broncos look to have done it after being down 16 at half time. What a game.
They may indeed have, and it would make a very memorable first finals win for the Brisbane Broncos. That's only the third tackle there. They have been phenomenal tonight. Aiden Lawrence giving out to Dylan Sharp. Go for the early kick, I reckon. Try and nail a 40-20 if you can. No, they're going to go to Edwards. Goes to Raymond up through the middle. They'll have only a couple plays here, the Raiders, to salvage their season.
Might have to be the kick return. Might be the best option to score here.
It may just be. Dylan Sharp, the man to put it in. He puts it over the head of Flynn. It'll be a hard kick return as he's going to be brought down. Cyrus Marks. Beautiful tackle. 20 seconds left here. The Raiders, life fading from their eyes. Berkeley, maybe one more play if he gets a quick play the ball. And yes, he does. Here it is. The final hooter sounds. Levi Raymond makes the tackle on Garcia, and the Brisbane Broncos have survived, have come back, have pulled off the impossible to knock the Raiders out and progress to the next final stage in their first finals victory. What a performance.
And the reigning premiers have been tumbled in unthinkable fashion. They were looking real strong at some points this season, the Raiders. Looking like they could potentially, go back to back, but I'm not sure what happened. They fell off a cliff towards the back of the season. Finished 7th after being in the top 4 for a good part of the season. Up 16 at half time in absolute cruise control. You think they'd have to win it from here with their experience, and the Broncos just somehow, some way, find a way and win by 1 point thanks to Isaac Edwards, a man who's he's been all over the shop. Hasn't had the greatest career with some of his moves, been dropped by a couple clubs here and there, but he kicks the field goal to get the Broncos to a semi-final.
That is impeccable. That is amazing from the Brisbane Broncos. What they have achieved tonight should not be understated. And you said some way or somehow they came back into it. That some way or somehow is Aiden Lawrence, I think. He was incredible tonight in the forward pack. As we look at the tries,
I think incredible is an understatement, to be honest.
I have to agree. You'd have to agree, wouldn't you?
He was just absolutely exceptional. Look at those errors and penalties. 10 errors by the Broncos, 4 penalties conceded. The Raiders, the amount of ball they had, especially in that first half, they should have won this game, the Raiders. And
they really should have.
It was just, I just have to say, the Broncos took their opportunities more. The Broncos had probably one or two less opportunities, but they still managed to take the majority of them, and it ended with an Isaac Edwards field goal to win it.
Amazing. Amazing. As we look at the stats here, 51% possession from the Broncos. Just a reminder, at halftime they had 36% possession. The Raiders had the majority. They had almost no ball, terrible completions, terrible errors, way more tackles, way more missed tackles. Everything was going against them, and they have come out a completely new team. The try scorers Jackson, Stoder, and Sharp for the Broncos, and Barnes, O'Neill, and Flynn for the Raiders. Both kickers only kicking 2 from 3, and of course Isaac Edwards sealing the win, not going to extra time with that field goal. Look at some of these individual stats here. Levi Raymond, a big effort from him, obviously at hooker, 275 run meters, a try assist to his name, but 3 errors. But then that man there, Aiden Lawrence, 40 minutes, 187 run meters, 7 line breaks.
14 tackles also with none miss. He was just... You couldn't fault the man. You could not fault his efforts tonight. Could not fault anything of him. He's just... He'd be probably the first ever team seat for the semi-final next week with how well he played tonight. He was just absolutely exceptional.
Yeah, and you got to ask, where does he play next week? I think you just keep him at 10. Who plays lock is the big question.
Keep him there. Keep him there.
Simon Hunt.
I think up his minutes, but keep him there.
Yeah, I think so. But Simon Hunt going down with an injury. Who do you play at lock?
That's a good point. I quite liked how they looked. Maybe you put... I quite liked how Levi Raymond looked when running the ball. You know, those feds. Maybe put Levi Raymond at lock and move Ashcroft and hooker.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. It'd actually be a very good idea, I think. And obviously Stoder had a great game as well. He's always solid.
Because I think Edwards actually looked that's probably the best game I've seen Edwards play in a number of seasons, to be honest. And I think keeping him at 6 and maybe having Joseph Jackson play at 7. Joseph Jackson is correct, sorry. playing him at 7-year-old, because I think he played relatively well tonight with his limited minutes.
Yeah, I think he did as well. And just looking at some of the other stats here, Felix Stoder, 174 run meters. Allison, 126. Isaac Edwards, great game from him. Probably a man that goes a bit unnoticed, but he had 2 try assists, 200 kicking meters, and 115 running meters. And of course, the field goal. So I thought he was tremendous tonight, and another few players were very good, but Edwards was up there. As we'll just move on to the Raiders. And wow. Eli Barnes, 272 run meters, 10 line breaks. That is a big performance, even for the likes of Barnes.
What did he have at half-time? I feel like he had a lot of meters at half-time. Did he not have 200-plus meters at half-time?
Oh, he actually did. So he quieted down in the second half.
So the Broncos, to their credit, will kind of trashing them that they, let Barnes get way too many meters in that first half. To their credit in the second half, they just did not give him the same amount of opportunities
they
to any extent.
Wally Allen, 224 run meters, 6 line breaks. But he had 3 missed tackles. That's unlike him.
All 3 probably on Aiden Lawrence, to be fair.
That is true. He was trying to tackle Aiden Lawrence. And what's the record for most tackles? Because Luke Thompson here, 36. Oh, it's 39.
You want to be fair? I feel like we've had players at 39 that might be the record.
We've had 39.
But a good effort by Luke Thompson, nonetheless.
Big effort. And apart from that, not really much going for a lot of these players. I mean, Jacob Morrison, he ran 118 run meters. He also ran into touch twice, and they got either points off it or points off the set after it. So, I just feel like a lot of these individual efforts, they just weren't good enough, where the Broncos, they had some great stand-up plays, and the whole team was able to build off the back of it. It was kind of the opposite for the Raiders. It was the trying to work as a team, but no one was really standing up for them, especially in that second half.
Look at another player like Tim James, a dual premiership winning player, state of origin representative, played in the front row, did not much, and only managed to get 40 minutes. I just feel like that's really odd.
I've got no words, to be honest. It's
40 minutes for a player that we know can play 80 minutes in the front, and he put him in the front row too. I feel like that's a really odd selection there from Jordan Lewis in his subs there.
Yeah, I think that he'll regret that Right now.
Come now.
Come now. But anyway, that's all we have time for tonight. We've got to go and skip over to the next game. Of course, it is the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs taking on the Gold Coast Titans. It's been a pleasure having you tonight.
I'm going to quickly get changed out of my into my playing gear, so I'll catch later, Will.
Catch a quick flight down to Belmore, mate. As it's the Brisbane Broncos going 17-16, a miraculous comeback. Thank you very much for joining me in the commentary box tonight. It's been a pleasure having both you, Lachlan, and those watching at home. Make sure you stay tuned for more SRL action.